Commission meeting to order on this Tuesday, October 17, 2017. It's 4:32 for the record. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence after? Mr. Myers, can you lead us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. And we have a roll call.
Presley, Kasperzicki,
Here.
Nevejas,
Here.
Myrick,
Here.
Helfrich.
Here. We have 4 present, 1 absent. Okay, number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Number 4, communications.
There are none.
Okay. Number 5 is our homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. Looks like we have 3 applicants.
Yes, we have 3 applicants. 2 of the applicants are here. Jose Ramirez called today to withdraw from the program. He didn't intend on staying in the home for more than 2 years, and he didn't want to have to pay any money back.
Okay, can the other 2 come forward? Welcome. You just want to introduce yourself?
So I'm assuming this is Ms. Diaz.
Hi.
Hi, you Ms. Diaz?
Hi.
Hi. Do you speak English?
Yeah, a little
Okay. So how did you hear about our program, Ms. Diaz?
My sister just bought a house in Indianapolis, so she told me about this program.
Okay. Are you a first-time home buyer?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's the only questions I have. And this gentleman, this is Mr. Jones?
Yes, I am.
How you doing, Mr. Jones?
I'm doing great.
Good. So how did you hear about the program?
Well, I was looking for a house, and my mother-in-law, well, first I was with RE/MAX, and they was telling me about the
Program.
buying of the house. And then she told me about the first-time buyers program, my mother-in-law.
Okay.
So I went back and asked them, and Jennifer introduced me to the first-time buyers.
Okay, that's great. Are you a first-time home buyer as well?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Does anyone else have questions for these applicants?
No, that should cover it.
Okay. Well, Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for the 2 applicants.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for the 2 applicants that are present tonight. Can we have a roll call, please?
So Presley, Kasperzicki,
Yes.
Nevejas,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Helfrich.
Yes, motion passes. 4 yes, 1 absent.
Congratulations.
And good luck.
You may be excused if you like. Okay, number 6, approval of professional service agreements for the appraisers and financial consultant.
Commissioners, if you look in your packet, you will see a recommendation for real estate appraisers and consultants. As you're aware, we advertise for professional services for appraisers, and we received a few submissions. From the submission, staff has reviewed and recommended Martinez Charmet Associates, Kovacevic, and Vail Appraisal Group. Based on their experience, their vast knowledge, and basically it's their experience that we have with them. We currently work with them, and they all do phenomenal work with us. They respond very timely. They're very professional. Their pricing is competitive. So we just wanted to continue the contracts that we currently have with them. Or rather continue the relationships that we have with them.
I like the fact that you got, 3 options there too.
It helps with, because Generally, when we're trying to either acquire property or sell property, we have to use the average of two appraisals, so we use two different appraisers, and we try to use different appraisers, so we don't try to use the same two appraisers all the time. So that just gives us the ability to choose.
Upon review of staff, I move that we accept the recommendation for appraiser Martinez, Charmat and Associates, Kovacic and Company, Vale Appraisal Group and Valuation Services.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the approval for the professional service agreements for the appraisers, which are Martinez, Charmat and Associates, Kovacevic and Company, and Vale Appraisal Group and LLC. Can we have a roll call on that?
Sonny Presley, Kasperziki,
Yes.
Navejas,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent. This is part of number 6, the financial consultant.
Yes. Also in your package, you'll see a recommendation for the financial consultants based on the proposal and statement of qualifications that was submitted by Carl Sender of Sender and Company. We recommend that we enter into a 1-year contract. As you know, we do work with them currently, and Carl has been very instrumental in helping us with tax increment financing, economic development issues, and housing initiatives. So we're very satisfied with his service, and we would like to continue that relationship.
Is there a reason we're putting a 1-year term on this one?
I just think, I'm sorry. We typically do that.
Oh, we do?
1-year term.
I didn't see it in the appraiser one, that's why I asked.
Yeah, typically, I think it's understood with the appraisers that it's a 1-year. It renews every year. Same thing, financial consultant, attorney, all that.
Yeah,
Basically, we do it.
not an issue, I just noticed difference in the recommendations, but,
It's a good catch.
again, upon, staff review, I move that we, accept the recommendation for financial consultant, submitted by Mr. Carl Sender Company, LLC.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the financial consultant of Mr. Carl Sender and Company, LLC. Can I have a roll call on that?
Sonny Presley, Kasperziki,
Yes.
Navejas,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent.
The reason, the other reason that the appraisers go on a list, okay, that we can then call on, and it's and we pay them on a job-by-job basis. Your attorney, your financial consultant, your HUD consultant, those are kind of exclusive. So that's the reason that in some instances you actually sign a contract versus the appraisers are well aware that they're on a list and they're paid on a job-by-job basis.
Makes sense.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Westland. Number 7's our 2018 redevelopment budget.
Commissioners, inside the package, you'll see a copy of the 2018 budget proposal as was submitted to council. There is no action, required today. We just wanted you to review it. We stayed pretty consistent to that which we had for 2017. I believe the only change we really had was, and correct me if I'm wrong, Karen, I believe the only change really was the raises, correct?
Right, there was a 2% raise at the mayor agreed to, so that was basically the changes, everything else should be the same.
So this is just basically for your information. You don't need to take any action on it today, but we just wanted you to review it.
Okay, it's noted that we received it. Thank you. All right, number 8's approval of engineering services demolition for 521 Conkey Street.
Commissioners. This is our, John Blosky with Miracle Engineering. This is our proposal to design and manage the demolition of 521 Conkey Street. It's a little bit higher than a typical demolition cost because it's using HUD money, so there's a lot of extra paperwork involved with that.
What is 521? I mean, like, what would be the,
Oh, the
is there a
building?
building there now, or?
Yeah, it's a two-story building, commercial structure that the city wants to tear down.
It's on the south side of the street, right?
No, odd number's gotta be north side.
You know what, I would have to check with my associates who worked on that. I
Odd
wasn't.
number should be on the north side.
I remember.
I was just trying to place it. It's not,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was formerly Dodo's Bar,
I'm sorry?
formerly Dodo's Bar.
That's
Oh,
the
okay.
north side,
That'd be the
yeah.
north
Oh,
side.
yeah,
that's
that's
We all know it.
I'm thinking of a totally different building, okay.
Yeah, so this is to design and get proposals
That
and
is
tear it all
a
down.
story, too.
Yeah, with a full basement.
It's actually been on the list for a while, hasn't it? Or, I mean, people have been
It
talking about it
has.
for a long time anyway. Mr. President, I move that we accept the proposal for demolition of 521 Conkey Street.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the demolition for 521 Conkey Street. Is there any further questions or discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Sutton Pressley, Casper Zicki,
Yes.
Navejas,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
Okay, number 9 is approval of change order number 01, Phase 2 for environmental site assessment for 521 Conkey Street.
So during the HUD environmental review, which is part of the process before you could release the funds to tear the building down, the Phase 1 was performed and identified 2 recognized environmental conditions located with an adjacent parcel. I believe it was kitty corner from there, which was a former filling station and a dry cleaner in the area. And so this is to assess that hazard risk to human health and the environment, and then that'll close out that, and then they can proceed with the demolition of the work, release of the HUD funds.
They actually check kitty corner?
I think it was kitty corner across the street, one of the two.
Yeah, did they expand their search that far for?
Oh, yeah, the search goes out a quarter mile, but when things are, when there's issues adjacent that close to across the street, because the vapors travel readily through the ground pore, the soil pores, so vapors and groundwater is high, so contaminants travel in those directions.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the change order 1 for the Phase 2 environmental site assessment for 521 Conkey Street.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the change order 01, Phase 2 environmental site assessment for 521 Conkey Street. Is there any further questions or discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Sutton Pressley, Casper Zicki,
Yes.
Navejas,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
Okay, number 10 is approval of change order 01 for former FOP demolition at 7527 Kennedy Avenue.
So during the demolition by JM Industrial Services, also known as JM Wrecking, as they pulled up the concrete floor, there were transite asbestos pipes under the floor, which could not be identified prior to demolishing the building and pulling up the floor. So since he was on site doing the demolition, rather than getting a price from the asbestos contractor, on site. Because they use the excavator to remove that, and it's a disposal process, I asked him for a price to finish it up. And he gave me the proposal in the amount of $9,612, which is a complete load, haul, clean everything up for the asbestos underground.
And well within the range of what asbestos removal would cost?
Yes.
Mr. President, I move we approve change order 01 for former FOP demolition 7527 Kennedy.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the change order 01 for former FOP demolition at 7527 Kennedy Avenue. Can we have a roll call on that?
Soto Presley, Kasperzicki,
Yes.
Navejas,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Helfrich.
Yes. Motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Well, and with that, the FOP, they will be there tomorrow and Thursday pulling out the foundations and cleaning up the asbestos pipe. Then it's a matter of placing some topsoil and seeding it, so we're almost done there. By next meeting, they'll be all done. So. All right, thank you so much and have a nice evening.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bosky. Okay, number 11 is approval of change orders for the bid alternates for the sports complex. We've got a change order 001 for the electrical contract, and another change order for 002 for the general trades.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Here I'm going to present the change order 002 for golfing for the general trades. These are bid alternates that were put in the bid, and they gave us a price for them for further consideration from the design team, and we're recommending accepting bid alternate number 1, which is the sports equipment, the basketball backstops, the divider curtains, the wall padding, the volleyball standards, the batting cages, and the control systems for all of that. And the reason why it's put as a bid alternate, just so the design team and us could further review that this is the sports equipment we recommend. And then bid alternate number 2 is upgrading the divider curtains from walking curtains to electrical retractable curtains. And then alternate number 3 is a deduct. To further review, the engineers are recommending eliminating some of the lapidary panels, which are the acoustic panels that go in the ceiling, and then we would decrease the amount of panels required and still give a good quieter area in the basketball portion of the complex. Change order number 001 for the electrical contractor is alternate number 4, which is adding the power for the upgrade on the divider curtains. And then alternate number 5 is replacing the site lighting in the Carson's parking lot. That's just replacing all the parking lot light posts that are there, so they could all be the same when we walk out of there.
I guess my question is why they weren't in the original bids.
They were in the original bids, but this gave us a further opportunity to evaluate the cost and be able to recommend some of these upgrades.
I don't want to, I mean, I know we refer to staff and certainly trust everybody, but on change order number 2, you're looking at a 60% increase on the original bid.
64%.
Right.
No, I apologize. So Change order number 1 for Goff Inc. They were the low bidder for the general trades package. So their actual their actual bid for the general trades package was the $3,851,000. But they were already under contract for the site utilities portion. So their general trades bid became a change order number 1. That was recommended, I think, 2 months ago when the bids came in. So their general trades portion of their contract is $3,851,700. That was their general trades package bid.
We increasing it by almost 300 grand?
Yes, for the sports equipment.
I think I'm on the same page here with Commissioner Myers. I'm just trying to get my head around it. I'm not trying to kill it.
Yeah, we trying to make it make sense, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so for the sports equipment, there was the basis of design was a manufacturer, so we wanted to put it in there as an alternate to make sure that the alternate that they bid on as an alternate, that we weren't forced to use whoever they had, because the sports equipment is essential to the project. We wanted to be sure that we were able to evaluate before we made a recommendation that this is the sports equipment we want to use. If it makes a little bit more sense.
Which I guess is part of my issue. Yet sports equipment is, invaluable to the project, and the way my mind looks at this is a $300,000 increase, whatever week we're in here. And again, I'm just trying to get my head around it. So try me again. I'm sorry, I apologize. The original contract sum, $518,000.
Yes, that was for the site utilities. They were the low bidder for the site utilities. And we put out on bid package 3 was the general trades package, and they were also...
excuse me, site utilities...
Which is the storm and the water around the site.
All the underground.
All the underground utilities. And then that was bid package 1. They were the low bidder. We awarded them the contract. Then bid package 3 was the general trades package, and they were also the low bidder for that. So they were already under contract for bid package 1, so their change order was for bid package 3, which they were the low bidder on. So
bid package 3 is this $3,800,000?
Correct.
And what does package 3 include?
That's the general trades. That's basically includes all your glazing, all your doors hardware, all the flooring, all the interior walls, all the turfs, goalposts, all the painting, basically all the interior trades that are not mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and elevator.
See, my problem with this is, and I don't want to not do this and we can't go forward, but, if you were talking a 15-20% increase, that probably wouldn't be a deal for me, but 64%, that's a big deal for me.
So they were also, this bid alternate was compared to the other, everybody who bid the project they had this bid alternate, and they were the lowest bid alternate. So it just gave us an opportunity to evaluate the sports equipment that they were proposing further.
Right, but shouldn't that have been in the original bid?
If it would have been in the original bid, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to evaluate further. There was a site visit that the architect did to the plant and everything.
Can I just...
Yeah, because you got to make it make
try to clarify this a little bit. So in the original bid, if I understand what you're saying, the site work was bid, and one of the alternates to that bid was the sports equipment. Is that right?
No. Oh, was the general trades.
That's what I meant, I'm
Yeah, general
sorry.
trades,
Right, I'm getting the words mixed up. So the general trades, an alternate to that bid package 3 was sports equipment.
Correct.
And that, by bidding it as an alternate, allowed you to set it off to the side and compare apples to apples on the sports equipment alone, right?
Yes.
So maybe the way it should have been done was when that bid package 3 came in, they just did it with the alternate right away. But what they did was is they took the alternate bids for the sports equipment and then to ensure you got the lowest price on just the sports equipment, instead of lumping it all together, then you would have never been able to break out what that's costing you.
Which makes sense.
Which really isn't a change order then. I mean, it is a change order technically, but it was a contemplated change order from the beginning that was bid so that everybody had the opportunity so that you could ensure yourselves getting the lowest price on that component, which is a specialty component, the sports equipment.
Right, and I'll give you that. But ultimately, that put off to the side, as you so mentioned, means it wasn't included in the bids that we approved.
No,
or
it
that
wa-
you were recommended to us.
It was.
Well, it can't be if you're asking us for another 300,000.
It was included as an alternate, though. So it did go out, it was contemplated.
But not as a cost.
No, the cost was clearly contemplated, we knew we needed sports equipment.
We did, but when the numbers, we seem to be, adding more bricks to a wall that's beautiful, by the way. You drive by, 4 walls are up last I looked, I don't know, it's just a big number at this stage in the game, and I could be way off base here, it's just jumping out at me, so.
Well, they're good questions, and I understand what you're saying, so.
So I guess my question is, if we say, hey, we are uncomfortable with this, we want to revisit this at the next meeting so that we can be more educated about this, how will that impact this project?
I'm actually one of the ones who's confused by it, but, we approved the project, we can't stop the project now. We can't have a thing without baskets.
Right.
I guess that being said, Mr. President, I'll set it in motion that I move for the, change orders for bid alternates for the sports complex.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the approval of change orders for the bid alternates for the sports complex. That's change order 001 for the electrical contract and change order 002 for general trades. Is there any more questions or discussion here?
I don't want you guys, I appreciate moving forward, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, okay? But I want you to feel comfortable with your vote, okay? And if it hasn't been adequately explained, then I don't want to just move on from this topic. So, and I think and I just said to Averick, I said, well, I think I can talk to Wally after the meeting and explain it better, but I don't want to do that. I want, before you vote, I want you to be confident in the way you're voting, because that's the way this is supposed to work. So let's try it again, and we're in the discussion phase of the motion's on the table, so we can discuss it however you want.
Right.
And let's get to a point where you're either, heck no, I don't want to do this, or yes, we'll do it, or we'll table it to next.
I'd like you to just, for clarification, one more time, since we're talking about it, how you explained it, how it was a side.
Right.
Go over that again and maybe one more time.
Well, yeah, let me ask Wally to kind of rephrase his question, and then I will certainly go into that.
Okay, if I was building a house,
Right.
and my number was whatever the number is, and then at whatever point in the game we are, 2 months later, they said, you know what? I'm gonna add another 60% to put whatever, drapes in. I'd be livid. And so the way, to me, I'm not saying the original process was wrong or the alternate thing, and I'm certainly not my field of study, but it just seems like we're adding on a big number late in the game, even though it might have been off to the side, as you so aptly put. I'm not saying it wasn't in the original package. It just seems like we shouldn't be approving another 60% at this stage in the game, even though I don't think there's any, anybody trying to hide anything. I don't. That's why I made the motion. I don't think it's
Right.
In any way,
Let me try this
that-
again with your example then, the drapes in the house. That'd be a hell of a drapes if you got 60% of the cost of the house on your drapes. But I want to see the drapes in your house. But anyway.
On that topic, I will tell you those better be some nice baskets for
They're outlined in gold plated.
Yeah, so,
which includes drapes, by the way. But yeah, go ahead.
so let's say I'm building a house for $100,000, right? And in this case, what would have happened was we contemplated 100,000, and we took the drapes, just to keep your same example, and we took the drapes and we said, rather than bid out the whole house as the house, we're going to bid out the house and then put an alternate in here for the drapes, which we estimate are going to be 60,000 because of 60% is what we're talking about, right? So, but the cost of those drapes are contemplated in that 100,000 already, just like the cost of this sports equipment was contemplated.
No, because then, to get my drapes in this silly example, my total cost would be 160,000.
That's why your analogy, I'm trying to use your analogy. In this case, we always contemplated there would be the sports equipment. The only reason it was bid the way it was bid was so that we can compare drapes to drapes to drapes instead of looking at the entire package,
Right.
trying to pull
That's-
something out.
That's saying, I knew that I was gonna spend 60,000 for drapes, but I'm not gonna do it until after, my house is built. It's still gonna cost me 160, it
No,
wasn't a total number.
but it was 100. And this hasn't,
Then 60.
this hasn't increased the price we contemplated X amount for this sports complex. The sports equipment was included in that number
So then why do we need a change order?
because we wanted to bid it as an alternate. We knew we were going to have a change order for the sports equipment, but we wanted it bid as an alternate so we could compare, so we weren't lumping that in with other stuff. We could have very easily just done bid package number 8, whatever we're on now, I don't remember. 4. We could have done bid package number 4, which was just the sports equipment. Okay, and maybe that's the way it should have been done because it would have been less confusing. And then you would have gotten today not a change order, you would have gotten the staff's recommendation on bid package number 4. But your house didn't go to 160, your house is still at 100.
Okay.
Does that make you feel any better?
Other than paying 60,000 for drapes, yeah. But no.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
No, that makes perfect sense, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions before you guys vote?
We're good.
All right.
Okay, there's a motion and a second on the floor. Okay, roll call then.
Sutter Presley, Kasperziki,
Yes.
Nabeha,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
That was easy. What's the next one?
Thank you, Commissioners.
Okay, number 12 is our reports. Ms. Africa Tarver, would you like to share anything?
I just wanted to thank the commissioners that were able to come out to the ribbon cutting for Fire Station number 8. I know a few of you were able to make it, some of you were not. We really appreciate when you come out to events that support redevelopment in the city of Hammond. I know some of you that were there, and it was a really nice ribbon cutting. I also appreciate those of you that have driven past the sports complex. I know some of you rode past and see that the precast walls are up. So I encourage you to drive past some of our developments to know that you make it all happen.
Well, thank you, Ms. Tarver. You as well, with all your expertise and your staff. We gladly appreciate you.
On that note, I'd like to say Ms. Tarver spoke eloquently at the opening, but the new fire station does not have a fire pole, just so you know.
That's correct. I don't think there's really like a second floor except for the hoses.
No, I think
I guess it's an OSHA thing.
I think they only have one, I think they only have one station that has the fire, that has the pole in it. And I think now they said that they have to have, like a rubber mat because someone is like either broke their foot or something when they came down before. So they really probably don't have any use for it anymore.
With that note too, we didn't see a Dalmatian either, so we'll add that as well. All right. Moving along then, number 13, our bills, register of claims.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the register of claims beginning with the date 7/15/17 and ending with claims dated 10/11/17. Claim number R54991 through R55325.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the register of claims. Is this the correct date, July 15, 2017 through October 11?
Held up. The very first bill was put in on that date, but it was held up until she got other information.
Okay.
So she just put it through on this one.
So those are the correct dates.
I did the same thing. I had
Okay.
checked it.
All right, so we have a motion and a second on those. That will be claims R54991 through claim R55325. Is there any questions on these claims? Okay, roll call.
Soto Presley, Casperzicki,
Yes.
Navejas,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Elbridge.
Yes. Motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. The number 14's new and unfinished business. Is there anything out there? Okay, number 15, public comment. Anybody like to come forward? You can speak now. You have 3 minutes. Okay, public comment closed. Number 16.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can you all signify by aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.
Hurry up.